and welcome to Realty Buzz, your daily real estate reckoner. This is Mansi Dave and let's get started with all that's buzzing in the world of real estate. Coming on to the first news, take for example, you had approached a broker 6 months earlier to sell your house. He would call with daily updates about prospective clients he had shown, the flats too, and the interest they showed. It would be sold soon, the broker assured. But in the past 2 months, the broker does not call frequently. When he does, it is to tell you that the clients are not showing much interest or to advise you to lower the prices. Well, launches and sales of house property have seen a continuous drop in the past 2.5 years, says a recent report by Knight Frank India, which compared prices across 6 cities. According to the report, there are at least 7 lakh unsold units and these will take over 3 years to exhaust. It does not expect a recovery in this market and in the next 6 months too. A report by Ambit Capital says property prices have fallen by 7 to 18% across large cities. There is a significant drop in transaction volumes, with Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu suggesting these have fallen by 10 to 15% annually for 3 years now. The report is based on data from property prices and registration offices. A CLSA research report says a bear cycle in real estate has begun. Don't be surprised even if there is a 50% correction over the next few years. Tone down your expectations on real estate even in the next bull cycle, as black money would start playing a lesser role. Well, one reason for the slowdown is that in many markets, prices had risen to unaffordable levels and inventory with developers had piled up. Investors in real estate have dried up as there are alternatives available, says Mudassar Zaidi, National Director at Knight Frank. According to Sanjay Dutt, Executive Managing Director, South Asia at Cushman & Wakefield, transaction activity in the housing segment has slowed down significantly over 2 years, leading to decline in capital values of 5 to 15%. However, there are also regions which have seen healthy appreciation in the same period. In recent times, rental yields have also remained largely stagnant. However, Ashwinder Raj Singh, Chief Executive Officer, Residential Services JLL India, says prices will not decline because developers are currently working on low margins and don't have much scope to reduce prices further. There is pent-up demand as buyers are sitting on the edge and waiting for the right time. Investor demand is out and those who are buying are doing so for end use. Once buying restarts, prices will start improving. The slowing is largely in the under construction segment as buyers have lost faith in builders' ability to deliver on time. So that puts a ready-to-use property at an automatic premium in price as there is no risk in construction. Having said that, what are the factors that can impact your property's value? If you are looking to sell or lease it, is it going without saying that before putting your house for sale or rent, one must ensure legal issues or bank loans are cleared? Keep relevant documents like the registration paper and society share certificate handy and be willing to share copies with the buyer or at least show the documents to them. While property owners cannot do much about size or location, it has been generally seen that properties with better finishing fetch better rentals and price. A property owner cannot change this, but generally buildings in well-developed areas and approved colonies get a higher price than in areas yet to be developed. Housing societies that have infrastructure like children's park, stores or markets and schools nearby will command a higher price than those that don't. In crowded cities, parking space and easy approach to the main road are also reasons why buyers might be willing to pay extra. Similarly, buildings constructed on freehold land tend to get higher valuation than those on leasehold plots. Society members, the profile of resident of the society can make a difference to some extent, said Zaidi. For instance, if members of the society belong to the same community as the buyer, he or she might may be willing to pay a bit more for the flat. When we talk about overall upkeep, if your society is a well-maintained one with regular repairs, waterproofing, etc., that can be cited as a reason for a premium. So use good quality material for repairing and upkeep of your building. Ensure common facilities like sewage and water pipes, lift, electricity lines and meters, firefighting equipments, etc. are in good condition. This is also essential for safety of the building. Property owners must keep in mind that they cannot outprice the market, but overall upkeep and maintenance of the property can help command some premium, says Zaidi. Within the same building, there are cases where a well-maintained house can get a better rate than others not maintained. If freshly done up, the property can get a better price, but not always, as some buyers will want to do up the flat by their requirements. sellers must avoid spending on improvements that are not required by most buyers and thus become unnecessary expenditure. While selling, it is preferable to undecorate or remove things that have accumulated over time. The aim is to make the space look as big and open as possible, not the cluttered one. Additional amenities, if we talk about. Today's smart homes fetch a higher value and are also preferred by the aspirational class, says Dutt. Similarly, while renting, providing facilities like Wi-Fi, power backup, and housekeeping helps in getting a higher rent. Similarly, a fully or semi-furnished flat with appliances or utensils can fetch better rents. A standalone house with one floor but with provision for constructing additional ones can be added attraction for a family with many members. While giving a house on rent, the owner can offer to pay maintenance charges and offer free use of clubhouse, swimming pool, and other facilities, says Singh. We'll tell you about the most important aspect, the price, or I should say the right price to tap on. But after a quick short break, stay tuned. The ministry has also accepted the panel's recommendation to let state government to make the provisions stricter and increase 50% threshold but not lower it. Hello and welcome after the break. If we talk about the right price, the seller should be reasonable in quoting a price. If a very high one, the buyer might feel you are not serious and in turn offer a low price. On the other hand, if you quote a very low price, the buyer might suspect some fault within the property. When deals have happened at a certain price in your locality, that becomes a benchmark. So if there are absolutely no deals at the price you want, there might be no option but to reduce the price. When to reduce? Reducing the price is advised only if the expectation of the seller is higher than the prevailing market price. From the day a seller puts his property in the market for sale, it usually takes quite some time till the conclusion of the construction or transaction. Therefore, details of the last transacted price or getting a valuation done is helpful. In case of emergencies requiring expediting the disposal of property, it is advisable to reduce the price, says Dutt. If planning to sell your house and buy a bigger one, but you are not getting the price you want, you can opt for a home loan and wait for prices to improve, advises Singh. The next news on board says tougher norms for builders on the anvil. The ministry has also accepted the panel's recommendation to let state government to make the provisions stricter and increase 50% threshold but not lower it. Real estate developers in the country will now be barred from diverting more than 50% of the money collected from the buyers to other projects. The Housing Ministry has accepted a proposal of the Parliamentary Panel's recommendation on the Real Estate Bill to this effect. The Housing and Urban Property Alleviation Ministry has accepted all 38 recommendations made by the 21-member Rajya Sabha Select Committee, which submitted its report last week. Now, housing projects on more than 500 square meters would have to register with the proposed real estate regulator, as opposed to the threshold of 1,000 square meters that was fixed earlier. Also, the interest rate payable by the promoter or allottee in case of any default by either would be the same now. Failure to do so would lead to a penalty of 10% of the project cost. For subsequent violations, they will be charged another 10% of the project cost or sentenced to a 3-year jail term. Experts believe the bill would protect buyer interest and encourage investment in the real estate sector. With this, we come to an end of this episode. Keep sending in your suggestions and queries at contact us at optimusmedia.com, or you can call us on 919222 or 1-800-3000-5191. I'll be back with more news and buzz. Till then, keep watching Spin TV. Goodbye and take care.